Hey, what up, YouTube? Welcome back to a new video with Rams fan YT. In today's video, we're going down to Cheltenham, which I would say football is probably not their most famous exploit. I think probably horse racing is. I used to go to Cheltenham Racecourse for Greenbelt back in the day when it was there. Now I go to the one at Bolton House near Kettering. But yeah, fond memories of down at Cheltenham. But the football club, I must confess, I don't know a lot about. Always perceived probably League Two standing club, probably overachieving slightly, maybe even a non-League One. But certainly well done. Currently mid-table in League One, so certainly overachieving in my eyes. Hopefully, I've not offended anyone by saying that. I think that is generally accepted by most Cheltenham fans. So Cheltenham has a history of football, really, prior to the Robins, because in 1849, the first use of 3 official referees in a match, 2 in field and 1 in tribune, was recorded in the town. However, the modern club, which is the one I'm actually going to talk about, was founded in 1887 by Albert Close White, who was a local teacher. The club spent its first 3 decades in local football. Notable players from them days include cricketers Gilbert Jessup and brothers Charles Barnett and Edgar Barnett. In the early 1930s, the club turned professional and joined the Birmingham Combination before joining the Southern League in 1935. There was a bit of a gap, really, where they just floated around in non-league with not much being known about them. Until we get to the 1980s, when they won promotion to the Alliance Premier League, now the Conference National or National League, in 1985. But they were relegated 7 years later. The appointment of Steve Cotterill as manager during the 1996-97 season was the start of a period of success at the club, which resulted in Cotterill being their most successful manager. 4 months after taking charge, he guided the club to runners-up spot in the Southern Football League Premier Division. But they won promotion to the Football Conference as champions Gresley Rovers were unable to meet the required ground capacity for conference membership. In 1997-98, Cheltenham finished runners-up in the conference and were close to champions Halifax Town until the end of April 1998. They secured a place at Wembley in the 1998 FA Trophy final, beating Southport 1-0 in front of a crowd of 26,837 at Wembley Stadium. In 1998-99, Cheltenham secured the conference title and entry to the Football League. After 2 mid-table finishes in Division 3, Cheltenham finally won promotion to Division 2 via the Division 3 playoffs at the end of the 2001-2 season. Shortly after winning promotion, Cotterill left Cheltenham to join Stoke City as their manager. Cheltenham replaced Cotterill with first-team coach Graham Allner. He won the Conference Championship with Kidderminster Harriers in 1994. Allner and assistant manager Mike Davis, who was originally assistant to Cotterill, were sacked in January 2003 after 6 months in the job, with Cheltenham near the foot of Division 2. Cheltenham turned to Bobby Gould, one of the most experienced managers in English football, whose exploits included an FA Cup victory with Wimbledon in 1988. Cheltenham continued to struggle and defeat in their final game of the season, condemned the club to relegation back to Division 3 after just 1 season. Gould resigned as Cheltenham Town manager in November 2003 and was replaced by John Ward. During the 2005-06 season, a new stand for visiting fans was added, the Carlsberg stand. They finished the season in 5th, earning a place in the playoffs. In the semi-final, Cheltenham beat Wycombe Wanderers 2-1 away and drew 0-0 in the second leg at Whaddon Road. In the playoff final, Cheltenham beat Grimsby Town 1-0, securing a place in League One for 2006-07. The match at the Millennium Stadium on the 28th of May 2006 was attended by 29,196 people. Cheltenham started life in League One with a 1-0 win against Gillingham. Following Cheltenham's 3-0 defeat to Port Vale, manager John Ward announced he had agreed a 4-year contract with League One side Carlisle United. A highlight of the season was winning twice against Leeds United. Cheltenham's survival was secured on the final day of the season as they beat Doncaster Rovers 2-1 at Whaddon Road, denying their opposition automatic promotion. Early in the 2008-9 season, Keith Downing left Cheltenham Town and was replaced by Martin Allen. Allen's team started poorly with a club record 7 defeats in a row, part of a 15-game run without a victory. The club narrowly avoided administration and the 10-point penalty that would go with it, before Allen revealed that all the players at the club were up for sale. The season finished with the Cheltenham's relegation back to League Two on the penultimate day of the season, after 3 seasons in League One, as they had conceded over 100 goals in all competitions. Cheltenham won their first match of the 2009-10 season against Grimsby Town at 2-1, but fell dramatically down the table soon after. On the 20th of October, Martin Allen was put on gardening leave amid allegations he racially abused a nightclub bouncer, and assistant manager John Schofield temporarily took charge. Allen was formally cleared of misconduct, but still left the club by mutual consent in early December. Former Cheltenham captain and Kidderminster boss Mark Yates was appointed manager on the 22nd of December 2009. Cheltenham continued to struggle through the rest of the season, only managing to avoid relegation on the final day of the season, although they finished 4 points ahead of the relegated sides. Yates, ahead of his first full season with Cheltenham, revamped the squad, releasing 8 players, including defender Shane Duff, who would have completed his 10th year with the club. The season proved to be successful to begin with the Robins remaining close to the playoff positions, but they collapsed in the second half of the season and finished 17th, with only 5 wins in 26 games in 2011. Despite losing in the first round of the League Cup, they reached the Football League Trophy South Quarter Finals and were handed a lucrative tie at Tottenham Hotspur in the FA Cup third round. Yates won the Manager of the Month award for November after 3 wins from 3. The Robins ended the season in 6th and defeated Torquay United 2-0 at home and then 2-1 away in the League Two playoff semi-finals. The playoff final was contested at Wembley Stadium on Sunday the 27th of May 2012. Crewe Alexandra defeated Cheltenham Town 2-0 with goals from Nick Powell and Byron Moore in front of a crowd of 24,029. The Robins also enjoyed a good run in the FA Cup, eventually losing out 5-1 to Premier League side Everton. On the 6th of November 2012, manager Mark Yates oversaw his 150th game in charge of the team in a 1-0 win against league leaders Gillingham. Cheltenham finished 5th, once again qualifying for the end of the season playoffs, after being pipped to the 3rd promotion spot on the last day of the season by Rotherham United. The season included a run of 21 home league games without defeat. The playoffs saw Cheltenham face Northampton Town, with Cheltenham losing at both home and away games by 1-0. After finishing in the playoffs for 2 consecutive seasons, Cheltenham Town's 2013-14 season proved to be difficult. Any hopes of a 3rd consecutive playoff place were ended by March. The highlight of the season was a trip to Premier League side West Ham United, with the club eventually losing 2-1 at Upton Park. Cheltenham finished the season in 17th place. On the 25th of November 2014, Mark Yates was sacked by Cheltenham Town after almost 5 years in charge. Cheltenham subsequently appointed Paul Buckle as team manager, but he was dismissed after just 79 days. In March 2015, Gary Johnson was appointed manager. In April 2015, after Brian Jacob, a lifelong supporter, gave the club supporters trust £222,000 in his will, members voted to use the money to accept a long-standing offer from the club for a permanent seat on its board of directors. Football fan Clive Gowing was subsequently elected. The club said it would also name a Standing Supporters Player of the Season award in Jacob's memory. On the 25th of April 2015, Cheltenham Town lost at Whaddon Road to Shrewsbury Town, which meant that Cheltenham were relegated from the Football League after 16 seasons. After only one season outside the Football League, Cheltenham secured an immediate return on the 16th of April 2016 with a 2-0 home win against FC Halifax Town. The team amassed 101 points, scoring the most and conceding the fewest goals on their way to becoming champions, finishing 12 points clear of second-placed local rivals Forest Green. January signing Dan Holman was a joint winner of the National League's Golden Boot Award with 30 goals, having netted 16 times in just 18 games for the Robins. Danny Wright, a summer signing, finished the season with 22 league goals and 11 assists, winning the Supporters Player of the Year award. For the club's return to the Football League, manager Gary Johnson largely kept faith with the players that had won the previous year's National League. The 2016-17 season proved to be a struggle, with a number of players finding the step up to League Two more difficult than had been hoped. The Whaddon Road pitch also came in for criticism from both supporters and visiting managers, as it struggled to cope with its high levels of use. Gloucester City were in the final season of the ground share at Cheltenham, during the 2016-17 season. Results improved somewhat during the spring, although Johnson was absent on sick leave from March onwards while recovering from heart bypass surgery, leaving his assistant Russell Milton in charge. The Robins secured their league status with a 1-0 win over Hartlepool United in the penultimate game of the season. They finished the season in 21st place. During the close season, a recovered Gary Johnson returned to work and signed a new 2-year contract. He oversaw a major clear-out of the squad, with 11 players being released. In the 2017-18 season, the club ultimately only gained 1 point more than in the previous year, 51 compared to 50, and finished in 17th place in League Two. By far the biggest success of an otherwise low-key year was Sudanese striker Mohamed Issa. He signed as a free transfer from non-league football, scoring 23 league goals for Cheltenham during the season, and ultimately moved to Bristol City for a transfer fee reportedly in excess of £1 million, which was a club record sale. This occurred in July 2018. At the end of the season, long-serving club chairman Paul Baker stood down from the role after 20 years, handing over the chairmanship to Andy Wilcox. On the 10th of September 2018, ex-Cheltenham player Michael Duff was appointed after the departure of Gary Johnson. Duff guided the Robins to 16th. The following 2019-20 season was very successful, narrowly missing out on automatic promotion in 4th place. Final league standings were decided on a points-per-game basis following disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Cheltenham missed out in the playoffs to Northampton Town, losing 3-2 on aggregate. In 2020-21, Cheltenham returned to League One as champions after 5 seasons in League Two. Due to the ongoing disruption caused by COVID-19, the vast majority of fixtures in 2020-21 took place behind closed doors. The Robins reached the 4th round of the FA Cup for the first time since 2006, before narrowly losing out to eventual 2020-21 Premier League champions Manchester City. Cheltenham were leading the match with 10 minutes to play before eventually losing 3-1. Cheltenham guaranteed their return to League One with a 1-1 draw at home to Carlisle United. On the 8th of May 2021, Cheltenham won their first ever EFL title, beating Harrogate Town 4-1 on the final day to secure the League Two championship. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you are new around here. That'd be hugely appreciated. We do a history of all sorts of clubs, whether you're from Cheltenham and watching this today, or whether you're a fan of a different club and just thought to click on the video. I'm going to continue with some League One theme stuff, I think. I'll do League One managers, how good they were as a player, because a lot of League One fans actually subscribe to my channel. Surprise, surprise, considering I don't know that much about it. And also, I'll do a history of Crew Alexandra next week on Monday. But goodbye for now.